So in school I picked up a guitar और मैंने सोचा कि मैं गा लूंगा, but I sounded like a dead crow, तो मैंने बंद कर दिया गाना तभी. I used to write poetry and essays in college and everything, and that poetry got converted into songs. That songs got converted into these verses where I was expressing myself. And
Hi everybody. We have somebody who is going to actually create this entire interview very dhundla, because we have a very happening rapper and very happening star with us today. Hi Yashraj Mehra, how have you been?
hi, I'm good. I'm good. I've been great. How's everything from your side?
Everything's great. Thank you. Thank you for being with us today. I was actually really looking forward to, interacting with you, especially post the launch of the song. So, to be very honest, I am very new with this entire rap scene, and I've recently joined. I wouldn't say joined, but I've recently come to one of your target audience list who would be listening to rap and all of it. Because for me, till now, rap was limited, very much limited to Gully Boy and Divine and
Right.
all of it. But I think indie artists, the entire independent music is changing the entire scenario of it.
True.
So, first of all, 250,000 views and counting on this song. How do you feel about it? Tell us about it. How is the response? Has been amazing, as I can see, and the comment section is full of praises and nothing less. So, how's the feeling?
It's been almost a week, I think around a week, and people are really enjoying the track. I feel like they've really got clinged onto the hook and all the parts what everybody did. So I'm really, really happy. And it's a really special feeling just knowing that something that you put out, people are willing to accept and people are willing to listen. So yeah, it's honestly very humbled, very, very grateful for every single person. Like, I'm sure a lot of people just look at them as numbers and then that just
Mm-hmm.
writes it off. But for people like us, independent artists like us, we've been dropping music where every single person counted. And now when we see a number like this, that just makes us all the more inspired and all the more grateful for everybody listening. So it's a really positive feeling. And yeah, we're back to work. All of us are just back to work.
Awesome. So, do you feel that there's a difference in you? I mean, as an artist, when there was a lockdown and now that things are relaxing and almost getting back to normal, do you feel a difference in yourself as an artist and, the work that you create, or now that you have more access to the studios, or, people looking at you with the thing more happening live as opposed to virtual that was happening a year and a half ago? So, do you see any difference in you, or have you grown as an artist in, lockdown or all of that?
I think the major difference more than I think accessibility to a studio, because I think most of us or all of us have home studios or have like a tiny setup where we're recording.
Right.
What the inspiration part of it, I feel like once you're
Mhm.
closed in four walls and you're limited to that, the things you tend to write or the things you tend to make get
Mhm.
repetitive because it's human nature. Like you can't, like, unless you don't consume or live a little outside of music, you can't come back to music with new experiences. And especially for writers or rappers, it's so personally driven, it's so about their mental state and about that concept they want to bring out, that sometimes when you're closed in those four walls, it's
Mhm.
very difficult to write beyond a point or get inspired
Sure.
beyond a point from that surroundings. So I
Sure.
feel that was the main thing. So that's the first thing. When everything eased down, that's what I guess all of us did, was we went to gigs, we went to live sets, we our perspective about music had to change, and we had to live exactly what I said, we had to live a little outside of music to come back to
Sure.
music, and so that we
Mhm.
can bring something fresher to the table. So that's, I
Right.
think, the major difference right now. And obviously it's been a blessing, like seeing your favorite artist perform live, or you going, like, we are having a show on in Bombay on the 3rd of March. So
Wonderful.
so we are so excited for that, because we get to perform at our own city in, like,
Mhm.
after at least 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. So
Sure.
it's just liberating. So yeah, that's been some really good progress for all of us, and we've all grown as artists, I think.
Absolutely. Well, I do agree, on the liberating part, because it's liberating for us audience as well to see our favorite artists perform, and no longer going Instagram live, but stage live. Also a breakthrough for us that, okay, now that we're seeing our favorite artists perform live, and then there's this sort of interaction that you and I, or you and the audience have through stage, and it's an altogether a different feeling when, the audience sing with you and interact with you and all of it. So I'm going to come back to something that you just said, that about the home studio thing that you developed,
Yeah,
or every
yeah,
you have a
yeah,
little home setup and everything. So how did you actually find your passion in music, or how this all began? Just just tell me something about the journey.
like early times in school, I was always on stage. Like I was a 95 kg fat kid, so sports was out of the question. But I used to love being on stage. I used to love performing, love hosting, just anchoring events, or just going performing theater. So I've always been on stage, and I have this crazy love for music because of the music I've been brought up, because of my parents. Like my dad listens to a lot some like lots of Michael Jackson. My mom and I used to listen to Jagjit Singh. So I've been really, my grandparents were there, I used to live with them, and so they also played me some beautiful music. So I've been raised to good music. So I always had this thing inside me that I wanted to be associated with music. So in school I picked up a guitar और मैंने सोचा कि मैं गा लूंगा, but I sounded like a dead crow, तो मैंने बंद कर दिया गाना तभी. But I think writing was my true calling. I used to write poetry and essays in college and everything, and that poetry got converted into songs. That songs got converted into these verses where I was expressing myself, and that's when, at an early age, I found hip hop and I truly understood its meaning. So when I
Right.
found like a platform where I could express myself in every single way possible, like I could
Mm-hmm.
be there directing my music videos, I could be there in them, I could have concepts around them, I could write, I could manage the production of all of those things,
Right, right.
like with all of my friends. So that was just like I could do everything from this one medium. So that was absolutely beautiful, and I found that, and I think I haven't stopped since that day. So I'm really happy about
Oh,
that.
you shouldn't. Please don't stop. We need more and more such music, because we need
Thank
to
you.
get out of something that's very mundane, and we need such fresh music, to be very honest. I'm a big indie fan, to be to be precise. So I listen to
Yeah,
a lot of independent artists, and
yeah.
all of it. So speaking about independent artists, how did this idea about Dhundla was developed, and how did you decided that you want to collaborate with Talwinder, and you want to also have Dropped Out, which is the stage
Yeah,
name for Rishi,
yeah, yeah.
also on board? And how did you three of all the three of you come up with this concept, which is not so Dhundla? I'm sure you're
Yeah.
tired of such puns. I'm sure you're already tired of such puns now.
No, no, but every day there's some new exciting ones that come come through. So I'm always down for Dhundla ones. But with the thing with Dropped Out and me is that we've been collaborating on a lot of music. Like right from my first
Right.
EP, like we've been
Hmm.
working on music together. So I wouldn't even call him a collaborator. That guy is my best friend. He's my brother.
Sure.
So one evening I was just at his place and we were working on something fresh. And we had met Talwinder quite a few times before that when he had come to Bombay, because the thing is, if you put out good music, that's the best thing about the indie community is you come to know. It's
Right.
very easy. The group of people putting out quality music is very
Hmm.
small, right?
Sure.
So when somebody's putting some really beautiful music out, all the years go in that direction. Everybody praises each other.
Absolutely.
So I
Hmm.
think when we were dropping music, Talwinder was dropping music, that interaction was bound to happen. That happened through social media, where we hit
Hmm.
each other up and we said like we loved each other's work and everything. So
Right.
he had come down to Bombay. So the thing is, the the honest truth about it is that I think three-fourth of the song was completed within 4.5 hours of us being in the room together.
No
So
way,
we started.
really?
Yeah, so we dropped out, and Dropped Out and I were there in the studio. We finished up the beat, and like Dropped Out had a tiny mic setup as well. So I went and recorded the hook of the track. And Talwinder was supposed to come early, but he came late. So as soon as he entered, the hook was ready. And then when he came in, he sat in the corner. We let the beat play. We did like the production aspect of it. Rishi phenomenally, arranged and composed everything, and we just
Sure.
structured it. And he just came, Talwinder, we were both writing our verses. He went, he recorded his verse. I went, I recorded my verse, and almost the entire track was complete. Like we had a strong idea in like 4.5 hours of the track. And some projects like that, like Dhundla, also as a matter of fact, Hosla, one other track I had dropped with Rishi
Right.
earlier. I
Hmm.
think there's energy driven tracks, like you can't predict like that. I don't think we had thinking time. like to think
Hmm.
actually how the track is going to get completed. It was just so
Right.
much about the music and about the concept of the track कि सब कुछ धुंधला है, and it's that perspective of being hazy, वो सब लोग ने इतना जल्दी connect कर लिया that we could just fit all the pieces together. So I think it's one of those sessions where this shit just comes to you, this music shit just
Right.
comes to you. So it's absolutely beautiful. Like we also like there are some sessions where you sit down for a month, 3 months together, and nothing productive comes out. And then I
Mm-hmm.
think all of those happen for this one day where something like this happens, and it just shows itself, and it's just so inspiring, and it makes you hope that music, like music is
Right.
such a beautiful thing that way. Yeah,
Oh,
like
it
some
is.
things
It
just happen.
sure is. I start
Yeah,
my day with music, and I may
yeah,
surely end it with one of those. And I think in today throughout, because not because
yeah,
we had this thing scheduled or something, but the moment I heard Dhundla, I don't think I've taken it off my mind, because it's one of those tracks that it just gets to you, man. It just grows on you,
thank
and
you
I
so
don't know
much.
how it just grows on you. But tell me something, that talking about when you spoke about indie community, how you connected with Talwinder, and how you
Yeah,
connected with other fellow artists. I
yeah,
also saw
yeah,
you connecting with Zayden and with Lost Stories and
yeah.
all of it. So this community, while it is very helpful, while it is very creative, to be honest, how do you think it is changing the rap scenario in India? How it is growing? Because till now, when
Right.
I say rap, for a common person who's not, or probably who is into indie music as well, for them rap would be probably only Divine, or only Raftar, or somebody like that. But you are stepping in and probably changing the entire scenario, creating your own music, and not doing covers and all of it. So how do you think indie music in rap is growing today?
I honestly feel that rap was never, there was never one correct way to do rap
Sure.
music, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people tried to do that, tried to gatekeep how rap should be done and how it shouldn't be done. But I think it's all about sound. As you said,
Mm-hmm.
that the reason why when somebody like a Divine came in, or when a Gully Boy came in, that popularized the gully sound, right?
Right.
There are
Mm-hmm.
so many different kinds of sounds and soundscapes available across the world, or you can create, as a matter of fact, for your own self,
Mm-hmm.
that exist in hip hop. And I feel like, I think a few guys like me and a lot of guys like me who are generally trying to push the boundaries in terms of lyricism, or how we sound, not just how our beats sound, but how we sound on our tracks, what kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff we're talking about, right? So I think
Right.
when people start taking all of those things individually and making it, like, the word I like to use is creative, like creatively
Sure.
using these narratives and making it their own, I think that's when the change happens. So even though we have a blueprint, like say of a Divine or a Raftar,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we have a very separate direction to take in our life, because where they started
Right.
off and how they started off are very different from where we did. So it's
Correct.
all about how well versed you are with the skill of rapping, and how you
Mm-hmm.
can make it your own. So I feel there are so many people, upcoming people, who are trying to make it their own and trying to
Right.
build their own personality in music. So
Mm-hmm.
that it's rap music especially. So yeah, it's really an exciting time to be alive. Like it's when your idols are dropping music from the West, and your Indian fellow mates are dropping
Mm-hmm.
music. It's so visible, like what quality is and what's not. So it's
Absolutely.
absolutely crazy to see that.
So at such a young age, you have achieved all of it. I wouldn't say achieve, but you are still exploring, you are still
Definitely.
learning, you are still
Long way to go.
building an image to people who are like entering this industry regardless of their age. And you are setting certain level, or I should say, you're setting a bar at where people should match up to you and all of it. So how do you think that people are responding to this, like you achieving or you doing things at such sort of age? Were your parents really supportive for you to pursue this kind of career or step into this industry?
I think it's a common thing, where initially, like, your parents are never really supportive of, like, because they're like ये कर देगा और फिर ये भी छोड़ देगा, like he's not dedicated towards. Unfortunately मैं वैसा था कि मैं बहुत सारी चीजें करना चाहता था, मैं करके फिर छोड़ देता था उसको. जब ये मिला तो it was another case of ठीक है, यशराज को ये करना है, और वो छोड़
Mm-hmm.
देगा मतलब वैसी बात. But I think there are two ways to do anything. I think is one, you spend time convincing your parents and then you start doing it, or the second is you start doing it and then your parents get convinced. So I come from a proper middle class family, and ये
Right.
बस रूमर सुने म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री के बारे में और म्यूजिक कैसे चलता है उसके बारे में,
Mm-hmm.
और इसलिए इतनी सारी चीजें, इतने सारे डर बैठे हुए थे कि जब तक वो खुद किया नहीं और खुद अंदर से जाके देखा नहीं, तब तक वो खुद से भी कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आया और खुद के पेरेंट्स को भी कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं दे पाए कि ये सारी चीजें हैं, ये पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm extremely grateful that my parents take the effort to, try and understand what I'm doing, even if some songs they might not understand or they might not
Mm-hmm.
relate to any level. They want to ask me what I was thinking about. My mom
Right.
has been my support system throughout this, so I'm really grateful for her, and she's probably one of the reasons, like probably one of the biggest reasons why I continued to do music, is because she's like, you do it, let's see how far this goes. And she's always been like that, so I'm extremely grateful for that. So
And
yeah.
mom's the sweetest. My mom was the
Yeah.
same when I started into this career, and right now I think
Yeah.
she's my biggest support system. But would it be safe to say that she's your biggest fan that you've had till date?
See, I don't know about biggest fan and all, but I would like to say, like, the sweetest thing is that she'll make me play a song, right? I'll play a song, and if I'm rapping really fast on that, or if I have like multiple flow switches or anything she doesn't understand, a line she doesn't understand, after the song's done, she nods her head, and after that she'll be like, "अच्छा ठीक है, अब slowly पढ़ के सुना दे मेरे को ये पूरा." So she wants me to read it in poetry. So I think she's the most invested for sure in my life or in my music stuff. So I don't know about fans and all, but honestly, like it's just really sweet to see that like she would take that kind of effort, just for some, like just for, just so that she can be aware of what her son's doing. So yeah.
Right. That's really sweet. So speaking of fans, tell me that have you had a chance to perform Dhundla live, or have you had a chance to perform, Dhundla on Instagram live or something like that?
It's crazy you ask this question because 2 days before this interview, on the 26th, we just gate crashed 5 clubs in Bombay in one night to
What?
perform Dhundla. Yeah. And we were just joking about it, like, huh, theek hai, we'll go to 5 clubs, we'll perform. And then we actually made that happen. So it was me and Zayden. Zayden performed his new single Pasa, and I performed
Right.
Dhundla. So we performed in front of, like, I don't know, multiple multiple hundreds of people in multiple clubs. So yeah, that was really special. And those were people, like, few of them had heard the song, few of them were hearing it for the first time. So just that initial reaction was so nice to see. So yeah, I have performed Dhundla live, but yeah, not properly yet, not on my show yet properly. Yeah.
Oh well, I look forward to it. But why, like you said, that many people, had heard it for the first time. Some people had already, were familiar to it, and all. Regardless of that, people were grooving on it very well, I'm sure. So there are also a couple of reaction videos to Thundla on
Yeah.
YouTube where people,
Yeah.
they look at it, they react to it real time and all of it, and they've recorded that thing.
Yeah.
And one thing that all of them have to say in common is the surprise element that you've kept is Arman Malik's entry, and then there's, you know,
Yeah.
um, lost stories. There's
Yes.
all of it coming in. All of it. There's Shah Rule and everybody coming in
Yeah.
together. How did was that a plan of it? Was that an improv that you decided on, or how did that happen? Throw some. Just tell me something about it.
We had a theme for the music video, right? And so all of the people in my video, few of them are like people's friends, but most of them are my group, my best friends, people I've grown up with. And I just thought that if there is a possibility of having the people that have inspired me, or having, people that I'm really friendly with,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of, where they are in music, what genre of
Sure.
music do they make. Like I feel like that's such an important thing to realize, that it's not just that hip hop people, like, they might hang out with hip hop people, like that must be the narrative
Yeah.
out there, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody has cross genre conversations. We love all kinds of music, and people who are doing good in hip hop realize that you can't just be stuck to listening to hip hop or just be
Right.
focused on that one genre. You have to open up to, say, somebody's melodies that you really like in pop, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody's production you really like in electronic music. And having somebody like Arman coming into the video, like that guy is my big brother. Like I've probably grown up listening to his music and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Having Rishabh Law Stories, who's actually mix mastered or mix engineered Dhundla and done some
Oh.
additional
Mm-hmm.
production on it. Yeah. I remember playing it to him on one. Sorry for this random story, but
No,
I
please, please, please go
think
ahead.
we were in some hotel and I just played him the rough demo of this song. And I remember he walked the entire hallway, taking my phone and dancing in the hallway on that demo. And he's like, "Bro, this song is crazy. Like if you want, I'll mix master it." And he offered to mix master the track, and it's just so special. And I wanted to have all of my brothers in that video. Unfortunately, Zayden couldn't be there because it was Valentine's Day. He's very busy on that day. But yeah, all my other brothers were there. It was really special. So I just wanted to make, because this was such a special song to me and how it is made and everything. I just wanted some moments to be there in the video as well. So shout out to the team who shot it, the Lost
Absolutely.
Films,
Please,
all of these
please,
guys.
yes.
Like, yes,
Shout
yes,
out to
they've
the
done a
entire team of Dhundla, from everybody in the production and everybody who's helped it. And yeah, how effortless you were while you were dancing and grooving and rapping and all of it. So are you that effortless on Valentine's Day as well with your female fan followings, or how is
there
it?
is no there is no effortless here. There is a lot of effort goes in grooving normally also. And female fan following is already less because of hip hop, because I already do
Oh,
hip
come
hop.
on,
It's
don't lie, I'm
all
sure you must be
all,
having.
all boys. It's all it's all male dominated. But no, all jokes aside. But it's really humbling to see that. It's very funny because people assume that girls won't listen to hip hop or they won't be interested in it. And it's just so nice to see girls at gigs, and
Yeah, of
supporting hip hop,
course.
supporting singing lyric for lyric. That's just the craziest thing. So yeah, we need more fans to feel safer in hip hop gigs, and we need them to come out and support their favorite artists. So that's really
So
special.
speaking of antisocial, are you antisocial or are you really social and you love going to clubs and you love dancing and drinking with your friends and buddies?
No, I'm very selectively social. Like I'm not big on clubbing. I'm not big on all of that. I'm a very simple house party kind of person with me and my friends playing some good music, some albums we haven't heard, some extremely old albums or something from an absurd genre. We'll just sit down and we'll blast music for hours together and just have a great time there. I'm not a clubbing person. I'm not an outgoer, and yeah, selectively social, I think, is a correct definition. That when I'm with my people, when I'm on stage, you can count me as an extrovert, but when I need my time to write and when I need my time to just be in touch, that's when I just zone out a bit and just have my own space. So I think it's a good balance of both.
Awesome. So now that you said that you are a house party person and you're
Yeah.
selectively social and all of it, but I'm sure you must have, or correct me if I'm wrong, but is there any Dhundla embarrassing drunk moments that you've had? One of which you have to share.
I think right after Dhundla released, I had a very recent Dhundla embarrassing moment. Is when we were actually at Rishi's place, like Dropped Out's
Mm-hmm.
place, to celebrate Dhundla. Is when we partied a little too hard, and then I passed out in his bathroom for at least 30-35 minutes. So I remember all of my friends, like, who were there, just taking videos of me passed out in the washroom and putting Dhundla as the soundtrack of it and uploading it on their stories. So I think that's the most recent Dhundla Dhundla story that I had. Is we were celebrating Dhundla and we got more Dhundlad. So I think that.
So I think you were quite into your character of the Dhundla, because there's a scene where you are in the bathroom and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are,
yeah, yeah. That's
puking,
exactly the part they
right?
selected from the video and then they put it on that. I hate them. I hate my friends. But yes,
Oh, come on, they are
that's
friends for a reason. And
yeah,
if they won't do it, nobody else will do it. So
that's
yes,
true.
they are making
That's
sure that your drunk embarrassing moments are not so dhundla for you. So if you were
yeah,
to
yeah.
create another one, you may as well cre- be careful to create in front of them. So I hope you had fun in this interview, and I hope it
I did.
was a
I did.
good
Thank you
interview
so
for
much.
you.
Yes, thank
Awesome.
you so much. Have a
Awesome.
great.
Thank you. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Have a great.
Radio City.